So namaste and welcome.
Namaste.
It's good to have you here at Satsang. And I hope everyone is going to enjoy the new Renunciate House. So this is our first Satsang in the Renunciate House. And we have Eric visiting from Sweden. He's come in a long ways to be with us today, and it's very much appreciated, while some of our people closer by have not been able to make the effort to get up here in time. So when you come from such a long distance for satsang, that's very commendable, and we're very happy to have you here, and it shows somebody that's very serious about the path. This is the type of devotee I want. This is the type of sadhaka we need. One that's willing to show up and come for satsang. So I understand you had a couple of questions for satsang this morning. Good. What is your question?
Yeah, the first question is about COS.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes you start to do the first half hour, and then maybe you only have a quarter left, or sometimes maybe you get interrupted. Yeah. Of course, it's best to complete the whole round, but how bad is it to quit in the middle of it?
Okay.
Or if you only have a quarter, and time to listen, is it better not to listen at all then? And also I have about the COS marathon.
About the COS marathon. Let me answer this one first, okay? Yeah, you do what's possible to do.
Yeah.
It's better to listen to part of it than not at all.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you get interrupted, okay, fine, you can go back to it at a later time.
Yeah.
So better to get some in than nothing in.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't worry if you don't complete the whole thing in one sitting, that there's going to be bad consequences. There aren't bad consequences to it, okay?
No.
So yeah, no, there are not bad consequences, but it can only benefit you.
Yeah.
You know, the more you can get it in, the more beneficial it is. But if you can only do part of it, that's fine. Then only do part of it. If you get interrupted, okay, you go back to it when you're done. That's all.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so relax. And your other question was about COS in marathon?
Yeah, because I saw the videos about the Danish people doing COS marathons, and now there have been some in the ashram that maybe you shouldn't do COS too much, or maybe that depends on the person, or...
Okay, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That's a good question. For most people, it's fine to do COS in more of a marathon.
Yeah.
Okay? The people that it's cautioned against are people that are, coming forward that have OCD tendencies, obsessive compulsive disorder, or if they have manic depressive. Manic depressives really should not be on this path. Or people with schizophrenia should not be on this path, because you need to have some stability in place. And people, unfortunately, that have those types of things, especially with manic depressive, if it's a true manic depressive, what happens is when they don't follow through on their medication, okay? And so when they start getting in the manic phase, they think everything's great, and if this is good, then even more is better. And they'll go without sleeping, without eating, and just overkill. And they're doing other practices and bringing in a lot of things they shouldn't be bringing in. And then for that, it's dangerous because they can go into a psychotic break.
Yeah.
So some people, they have, a bit of anxiousness or something, and they think, oh, I'm manic. Well, no, that's not being manic. Manic is somebody that's absolutely driven. And then they go into very, very deep, deep depressions. So that person needs to be on a medication. And they need to stay on their medication. So that's something different.
Okay.
I don't advise this path, like I said, for people that have schizophrenia, for people that have real true manic depressive, because, especially manic depressive, because they don't stay on their medication. And this is not what you want. A lot of phenomena coming up when you can't even deal with daily life stuff. You really don't want to be bringing up more, because that's what happens when Kundalini awakens. All of this repressed stuff and things that's under the surface will emerge. Okay? So you need to have some sort of stability in place. So that's the caution with that. But for people that are in normal consciousness, that are basically have some stability, that it's fine. Yeah, COS and marathon is fine.
Yeah, because I found for myself, if I do it more times, it gets deeper and deeper and deeper for each round.
Right. And that's what happens. If you continue to do it deeper and deeper, it will go deeper and deeper each round.
Yeah.
And which is great. That's wonderful. But everything needs to be done in balance. And for the people that have, like, the OCD and they obsess about something, they're not doing it in balance. Same thing with manic depressive. When they stop taking their medication and they get in the manic phase, things are not in balance, and then it can be dangerous because of the fact that they're not sleeping, they're not eating, their body, their nervous system is getting fried because they're not sleeping, not eating, and then you have all this energetic stuff on top of it. It's a recipe for disaster. So it's not that we don't like people that have OCD or manic depressive or schizophrenic, but for this path, it's really not the path to be on when you're dealing with those types of issues. Okay. Did you have another question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, stop it.
Yes.